This is the 2022 Toyota Highlander Platinum. The Highlander was all new for the 2020 model year, and that means that it received a new exterior, a new interior, and a new platform. Today, we're going to find out if those changes were enough to keep the Highlander competitive in its segment, and we're also going to find out just how luxurious a Highlander can get. Toyota introduced the Highlander for the 2001 model year. It was a revolutionary car. This was a crossover that was on a unibody platform. The Highlander still featured SUV-like styling. However, it split the difference between the practical Toyota Sienna minivan and the more rugged Toyota 4Runner. The design of the Highlander kind of slipped into third generation, but it's back for the fourth generation. It looks sleek and modern, and it really does look like it splits the difference between the Toyota Sienna and the 4Runner. The Toyota Highlander is basically a minivan for people who don't want to drive a minivan. It competes with the Subaru Ascent, the Kia Telluride, the Nissan Pathfinder, and the Honda Pilot. This car is aimed at families who need a little bit of extra space and a third row for more passengers. The fourth generation Toyota Highlander represents a huge step forward over the previous generation. Let's take a look starting with the front. So up here we have a geometric grille surrounded in chrome. This is the platinum trim level after all. Then we have this rakish front end that gives it more of a truck-like look. We have self-leveling LED headlights, and then coming down the side a little bit more, we have 20-inch alloy wheels, and Toyota says that these side mirrors are shaped to reduce noise in the cabin. Coming back a little further, we have keyless entry on the door handles. There's also this line that comes from down here and rises up, giving the car a more dynamic look from the outside, even when it's sitting still. There's also plastic cladding to give it more of a rugged look, and then back here we have tail lights that are a little slimmer, and they're also LEDs like the front headlights. So overall, the Highlander represents a lot of progress for Toyota, and it really transformed into a stylish, rugged, athletic-looking SUV. This is the car that Toyota needed to build for the segment. The exterior of the 2022 Toyota Highlander blends on-road sleekness with a little bit of off-road ruggedness. The cabin does exactly the same thing. You'll find a mix of leathers, fake woods, and fake carbon fiber trim, which gives the interior an upscale feel. The Highlander Platinum has a 64-color ambient lighting system that's configurable, so you can set the cabin to look like whatever you want. There's also a 12.3-inch digital display for the infotainment, and that's compatible with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Amazon Alexa, Bluetooth, and satellite radio. So there's no shortage of entertainment options in the Highlander. There's tons of USB ports all over the car, and if you slide this back, there's a cell phone charging pad. In terms of interior space, the front row is very spacious, feels open, feels airy. The second row, same thing. Going to the third row, children will be comfortable, but most adults will feel a little bit cramped back there. In terms of cargo space, with all of the seats up, there's 16 cubic feet behind the rear row, and then if you flip all the seats down, there's over 84 cubic feet of interior volume. So as a whole, this cabin is well appointed, it's spacious, and it's full of great materials, and it's well made. Outright performance is not the goal of a mid-size crossover. This car needs to be practical, reliable, and just quick enough to keep up with traffic. So let's take a look at the Toyota Highlander's performance, starting with the engine. The 3.5-liter V6 carries over from the previous generation Highlander. In this car, that engine makes 295 horsepower and 263 pound-feet of torque. It sends power either to the front wheels or an all-wheel drive system via an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now here's the really important thing. Fuel economy. The Highlander gets 20 city, 27 highway MPG. However, there is a much more efficient hybrid model available. It's a little bit down on power, however, those fuel economy numbers go way up. Plus, it's only about $3,500 more expensive than the gas-powered equivalents. It can tow 5,000 pounds, which is actually pretty good for a mid-size crossover. Again, this is not a body-on-frame vehicle. One of our big complaints with the Highlander is its bouncy suspension, so you might want to look elsewhere in the segment if you're looking for a smoother ride. So overall, the Highlander is a middling performer, but that doesn't mean it's not great for everyday duty. This is a dependable, reliable vehicle that will get you from point A to point B, no problem, and it has just enough power to do that. If safety is your main priority, the Toyota Highlander has you covered. The IHS named it a 2022 Top Safety Pick Plus. The NHTSA gave it a 5-star overall crash rating, the highest that you can get. It also comes packed with driver assistance equipment thanks to Toyota's Safety Sense 2.5 Plus. That means it has blind spot monitoring, forward collision assist, adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist. This is a very safe vehicle. So if safety is your priority, the Highlander is the car for you. Let's talk about pricing. The 2022 Highlander L front-wheel drive starts just over $36,500. A 2022 Highlander Platinum all-wheel drive starts just under $51,000. As tested, this car right here starts just under $51,500. So how does that compare with the rest of the segment? Well, it's about $5,000 more than the Kia Telluride SX all-wheel drive and the top-spec Subaru Ascent. However, it undercuts the Honda Pilot Black Edition by about $1,000. So how does that work out for the Toyota Highlander? With the amount of technology and safety equipment that this has, we'd say for some buyers, this car is definitely going to be worth it for them, especially with the amount of luxury that you can find in the interior. If there's one thing to know about the 2022 Toyota Highlander, it's that the segment's first 3-row midsize crossover still has what it takes to be competitive. If you're looking for a vehicle that has solid power, a ton of equipment, and lots of safety technology, then definitely do not overlook this vehicle. See our vehicle rankings and the complete buyer's guide at motortrend.com/cars.